What is going on, everybody? We are back for another episode of the ABJ Podcast. It's going on. We are here recording once again. Just a full disclosure, this is recorded on the 28th of January. So by the time you guys hear this, there may be some topics or things or points of this story that there'll be time in between now and before it ends. We working really hard this month. Tons and tons of interviews. I think I have 4 more to record, and then I take a quick break, and then I come back when these get just about done, current, and then we'll get another batch of interviews. But man, this 2025, wow, in the content space has been a blast. Maybe in the world space has been kind of shitty, but we'll get there. Just before we get started, make sure you support all the links below, whether it's ABJ, whether it's Rooted Entertainment, High Tension Wrestling Network, or our guest today. We are on a quest. If you're watching this on any platform, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, wherever it may be, hit that like, hit the thumbs up. All that stuff helps the algorithms push this out so more people see it. We are on the quest of 10,000 subscribers over on YouTube by the time this airs, and hopefully we're close, right? That'd be kind of the goal. But if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe. There is a whole bunch of new channels on the bottom of the YouTube channel too. So if you hit pages to follow, the ABJ Podcast now have its own platform where it's just the interviews, the Not Cool in High School, Not Cool in High School Horror, Bangin' Beers. All those other shows will have their own YouTube platforms, Tornado Tag. We're going to spend the rest of the year putting all the old content out there first to get caught up. And then once that's caught up, they will be current channels. So it's going to be a little bit before you see them be current. But if you want to go back and watch older interviews and kind of watch them as they drop in, please do. And give those channels a subscribe as well. My guests below will also have their social media. So if you are listening to this, screenshot this, let us know in the comments by tagging us of what you thought of the episode, stories you enjoyed, things questions I didn't ask that you wanted to ask, and stuff like that. And make sure you follow them on all social media as well. Without further ado, let's bring in my guest, the other half of the amazing team of Los Toxicos. What's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
Tell people who you are and what you do.
It is me, IUTIK, SUCIO, one half of the tag team Los Toxicos, 1/3 of the trio Los Toxicos, and overall, the coolest dude on the team, respectfully. Sorry, Seb. Sorry, Nat. Love you both. I'm cooler, though.
You're like the muscle of the team, right?
I have to be, you know?
Yeah.
Like, look at Nat, look at Seb. They've got their things they got to do. And I got to make sure that they can do what they got to do. You feel me? It just it makes sense, you know?
Seb, you will run his mouth, and then someone has to kind of be there behind him to make sure it's all good, you know?
Someone's got to make sure that if my boy wants to run his mouth, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I love that.
If he wants to run his mouth, well, guess what? He's going to do it, and nobody's going to stop him. So
that's friendship right there. I love that.
Real that's brothers. Yo, watch us on. Also, forgot to plug this as well because I'm going to do it immediately. One half of the new YouTube channel, Sebi and Tick. Go watch pilot episode of the Toxic Takeover.
It was really, really good. I watched it. It's on YouTube now. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I want more wrestlers and people in their entertainment field to do more when it comes to vlogging, and even if it doesn't get any views or likes or anything like that, I think it's really important. I have been having a blast going back and like rewatching old content, and then having moments where I'm like, oh, this content led to this, and like we were talking about before, like interviewing Sebi, and then and now you guys are staples at PPW. That's cool. That like his first time in the door, I got to record a piece of content with him. And then now he's a mainstay. Like I love stuff like that. It's good to go back and like relive those memories and those little peaks and valleys, I guess you would say.
Oh yeah, dude, it's great. It's more than anything, it's just fun. You know, like a lot of times you're making those drives. We're going from New York all the way to Pennsylvania. We're going up to Mass. We just came back from a Maine trip. We're about to go on another Maine trip this upcoming weekend. Like, it is just a lot. And anything that you can do to not only make it more fun for ourselves, but also kind of let everyone see how amazing we are. Might as well just pull out a camera and film it, you know?
Yeah. So here's a question. What is a car ride like in without people watching the vlog, or maybe enticing Go watch the vlog. What is a car ride with the Los Toxicos like? Like, what would you expect? Is it a lot of? Is it talking? Is it listening to podcasts? Is it listening to music? Are you guys a sing along car? What are we doing in a Los?
So, oh man, so a toxic car ride, as we call it, the toxic car, whenever you're with us. Let's say, I'm assuming you mean, of course, with all three toxicos.
Yes.
Me, Seb. So, 99% of the time, this is pretty much the setup. In the driver's seat, you got me. Not only am I the muscle, but I'm also the chauffeur. I gotta make sure we get from point A to B and then hit C, D, E, F, G. You know? So I'm pretty much always driving, whether it's my car, whether it's NASCAR. I'm still just always the one driving. To the point where like any Nat will be like, all right, we're taking my car, and like she'll just sit in the back seat, and I'm like, oh, she goes, you know what, like, come on, you know you're driving, right? And I'm like, ugh.
So she's the
And
sleeper on the drive.
oh yes, she's either a sleeper. Oh no no no! I gotta get you in order. You gotta paint the photo. In the front seat next to me, my passenger princess. You got Sebia Moore
Yep.
riding shotgun, and he pretty much controls everything. Like in my car specifically, like he pretty much has made the entire passenger side like a little, almost like a little cubby for himself. So like a lot of times we eat on the road, as you can see in the vlog. And we'll just have, plastic forks, napkins, hot sauce if you need it, just like there. I'll look at my drink, be like, oh, forgot my straw. He'll be like, oh, here you go, and pull it out in my car. And I'm like, where did that come from? Then, of course, you got Nat in the back seat, either reading a book, having her headphones in, or sleeping, because Nat sleeps a lot on our drives. But a lot of times during the drive itself, you've got me and Seb in the front. Have you ever heard of epic rap battles of history? I don't
Yes.
know if you've ever.
Yes.
Yes. So that's pretty much most of what we listen to, much to Nat's dismay. Me and Seb absolutely adore epic rap battles of history. I am too much of a fan of epic rap battles of history. I didn't touch grass growing up a lot. So it's to the point where if you played an ERB and all I heard was just a musical intro right before he starts saying, epic rap, I will know exactly which battle it is already.
All right. What's your
It's like,
favorite epic rap battles of history?
off. Number one, I mean, it's a cliche choice in the community, but the Renaissance artist versus the TMNT, that's a fantastic one. It's got
Okay.
Snot, it's got Rhett and Link, that's great. You never go wrong. A really good one that I like from recently that like just dropped not too long ago.
I didn't even
I'm
know
a
they're
really
still
big.
making them. That's crazy. I
Oh,
have a
dude,
lot of
they
catch up to do.
just dropped Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris.
Oh,
Yeah, they just dropped that not too long ago. Pretty good, I would say. My favorite of the presidential ones is Donald Trump versus Joe Biden.
yeah.
Really good. Um, Also, Mansa Musa versus Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
That's another one. Yeah,
I'll,
nah,
I'll give you my rundown. I love
What
Muhammad
do we do?
versus Muhammad Ali versus Michael Jordan.
Fantastic battle. Key and
Great
Peele,
one.
fantastic,
Yeah.
great.
I love Jim Henson versus
Stanley, oh,
Stan Lee.
one of the plays in the car, yo. One of the mainstay plays. Another mainstay play I forgot to mention: Ghostbusters versus MythBusters.
Okay.
Another fantastic one.
That's a good one. And
Another
and I
fantastic.
feel like there was another like pop culture nerdy one that I really liked.
Depends.
Um
Like, what do you mean by pop culture nerd?
where it's like that's a good sports one. That's a good. I'm having a brain fart now. I know I had the third one. For some reason I want to say it was like a DC versus Marvel one, but I think I'm mixing up Jim Henson and Stan Lee
Yeah,
because I know he.
They haven't done any DC versus Marvel. For DC, they've got Goku versus Superman, Batman versus Sherlock Holmes, Wonder Woman versus Stevie Wonder, the Joker
Wait, Wonder Woman versus Stevie
versus
Wonder?
Stevie Wonder, and
How is that even a thing?
Wonder Woman, because they have Wonder in the name, dude. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Wonder Woman is played by the old YouTuber Lily Superwoman, whatever her
Yeah.
thing is, and Stevie Wonder is played by T Pain. And then yeah, Joker
Oh
versus
man.
Pennywise.
Oh, Carlin versus Pryor.
Oh, George Carlin was yo. In my
Yeah,
opinion, Joan Rivers smoked everybody in that battle disrespectfully. She
yeah,
kind of just came in and won the battle. So
yeah. Uh,
very,
Bruce Lee versus Clint Eastwood. I pulled it up there. I'm looking at some of my favorites. That was a good one.
dude, fantastic. I need you to understand that I could rap every single one of those word for word right now. Like, I don't think you understand how much ERB has taken a spot in my brain. It's kind of disgusting.
I
Like,
love that.
one time, Seb started playing something, right? We're in the car, and he goes, "Here's a rap battle I bet you've never heard." He starts playing it. I just hear a snippet, and I go, "Oh my God, wait. Is that the secret rap battle from the end of SpongeBob SquarePants movie 2, Sponge Out of Water?" And I just remember Nat just going, "Dude, you have a problem." And I'm like,
So you were very sheltered.
very much not sheltered, more of didn't know what the outside world was.
I got you. I got you. Well, then let's kind of get into this question. What made
Mhm.
you fall in love with professional wrestling? You're in the house. You're watching epic rap battles of history. Did the Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan battle
Hulk
get
Hogan
you?
and Macho Man versus Kim Jong Il. Dude, come on, man. I'm so on it. I'm so on it. Like, you can't, like, man, I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in, man. I'm tapped in.
How are we
But
not? How are you guys just completely not ripping off the Acclaimed? Except you guys come out doing just raps, but just like clearly stealing other people's stuff.
look, I would love to. I'm just saying. One time for the one time, I would do it. Like at a
Who's it?
karaoke bar where
Who's a
nobody
better
knows
rapper?
it.
You or Sebi?
Freestyling, well, if it's ERB, it's me. And if we're doing freestyling, it's kind of also me. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually Kendrick Lamar's ghostwriter.
Okay.
I'm the one who wrote Not Like Us. Fun fact, Before it was A minor, originally Kendrick wanted it to be like B flat. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he had to
Boom.
fix it
And
for
I'm
him.
I'm the one that came up with that line actually.
I
So
love that. I love that.
true story. True story. Don't look it up, but it's a true story.
So when did you fall in love with professional wrestling?
I can tell you the exact thing that made me fall in love. So I have a homeboy. His name is Ruben. Shout out Ruben. And he's always been a wrestling fan. Him, his brother Gary. Shout out Gary. Like they've all, they always were into wrestling. I never was in it growing up. Like I tried to get in it, but then I think like I watched SmackDown for like 3 weeks straight. I missed a week and had no way to watch it. Then I was really mad I couldn't catch up, so then I just never watched it. I wasn't a bright kid, but um he put on we're all just chilling and he put on Dark Side of the Ring
Oh,
specifically. And this episode is what ultimately led to the man you see in front of you, IUTIK SUCIO. It was the episode on New Jack.
okay. Whew.
I
If
watched
you're like, I watched Chris Benoit, wanted to do this industry, and I'm like, who
Yeah.
hurt you?
You're like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, nah. I saw that and I'm like, what a way to go. Like,
Here's the crazy thing: those Dark Side of the Rings are crazy, but they're still Sesame Street compared to the real stories they should be telling
yo, talk
that are
about it.
still happening in pro wrestling.
Talk
We don't
about it.
we don't talk about that kind of stuff, though. That gets people in trouble. That sends
Dude,
the men in the wrestling men in black to your house of like, hey, you can't speak about
facts. Facts.
that.
Or so I've heard. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, yeah, allegedly, yeah.
But nah, yeah.
So what about New Jack stabbing people made you like, I want to get in this business?
Cause you know what I think it was like, cause I didn't get wrestling before. Like I didn't understand it. I was at one point one of those like, oh, but it's like fake. Like I was one of those like fucking pussies, right? And I was just like, sorry, but I just remember I watched it, and I'm just like, wait a minute. So like, I'm like not really understanding the blur, and that's when I really started to understand like what it is. Not even just what it is you're watching, but what it is you're watching for.
Yeah.
And then he just started showing. We just chill at his crib, and he'd be like, "Yo," he'd put on like He'd put on things like Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc, 1997, or he would put on Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, and it's like he just,
That's two comparisons.
right? It's like just so over it. And then I had a friend at my job named Brett. Shout out Brett. And he's like an old head. Like he's old as fuck. Like he's like 30,
Yikes!
So-
Yikes!
sorry.
I'm pushing 40. These old mother.
Get it. I'm kidding. But he's like his whole family was been watching wrestling. Like his grandparents were watching wrestling, so he's been in it. So what I would do is I would learn something obscure from my boy Ruben. Then at work, I'd bring it up to my boy Brett. My boy Brett would tell me about something. I would go watch it. I would learn something else. Then I would go to my boy Ruben with that, start another and then like just progressively got like into deeper and deeper.
Have you ever had these two people met?
Yeah, yeah, of course they met.
Okay.
But it was just like
I
at the
was using
time.
you two as a catalyst for this entire
Yeah, right.
time.
I'm just sitting here ping ponging this info back and forth until eventually, like, I just go to my boy while we're chilling. He's like, "Yo, what do you want to watch?" And I'm like, "Yo, you should put on a Steve Blackman match." And he looks at me and goes, "Brother, I showed you your first match 2 months ago. How the fuck you know who Steve Blackman is?" And
so I used to go play basketball in Harrisburg all the time with my boys, and I'm the only white dude in the gym for the most part. And we used to always go there and just battle it out. Like, oh my god, some of the best battles. I played with Sean McCoy in that gym, from the former Philadelphia Eagles running back. But the one day we're walking in, and there's this dude, another white dude, and I was like, oh shit, all right, here we are. And he turns and looks. He's shorter, but he's stocky. He was jacked, and I go, he's a big ass dude. Like, we're going to a gym, that makes sense. And he turns to like say hi to somebody, and I go, that's fucking Steve Blackman. And my buddy goes, yeah, he goes to this gym. And I go, what?
Oh shit, yo, shout out Steve Blackman.
I didn't say a word to him. I was just like, that's fucking Steve Blackman. So I met him, but I didn't talk to him.
It's so sick.
He actually got way bigger. Like he's bigger now. This is probably like 5 or 6 years ago, but he was bigger when I seen him than he was when he was in WWE.
Oh damn.
Yeah, big dude. I still think he does like mixed martial arts and karate too. They said he had like a gym nearby where he trains people.
That's sick.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Steve Blackman. Yeah.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Steve Blackman.
So are you now? You said Steve Blackman. Are you like talking to Shane McMahon where he knocks him off the Titantron? Yeah.
That's the match you put on when I said it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I would know like wrestlers, but I wouldn't know matches. So I'd be like, "Hey, I want to learn about this guy. Show me a good match." And then he'd be like, "Hey, here you go." I'm like, "Hey, who's this guy? John Cena?" No, I wasn't like that. That wasn't that bad.
Who's another obscure guy that not many people were like asking about, like the other Steve Blackmans that don't just register with people right away?
Oh my god. Off the top of my head, thinking about it, I was just kind of going down for a while, especially at the beginning, like all of just like the really fucking weird characters.
Yeah.
So like, what was that guy that was like? Was it a dude that isn't it like he was banging his sister or like another one? Or was it that he was banging his mom? Which one was that?
If he was banging people, it probably wasn't his sister or his mom. He was banging Ken Shamrock's sister, Val Venus.
Oh, Val Venus. No, I know who Val Venus is.
Okay.
I'm saying there was someone like an old WWE. I could have swore their gimmick was like it's like a weird incest thing. But then again,
was it Chaz from the Headbangers when he left the Headbangers and they made him have like a weird mommy son angle?
That's the one.
Yeah,
like Beaver or something. Or
it was like a Leave It to Beaver deal. Yeah, but he was also part of the tag team, the Headbangers, where they were like the punk rock guys.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's what happened.
There you go. I love that. My guy growing up was Tajiri. I liked Tajiri, and I liked Taka Michinoku. They were my two favorites. And then I also love me some Al Snow. Head's back there.
You've got Head right there. I noticed it next to
she's got headphones on. She's listening. Yeah.
Perfect. Yo, there you go. Stay locked in. I like that.
I love that so much. So kind of rewinding a little bit back, let's go back to you growing up. Obviously, you said you didn't touch a lot of grass. So what type of kid were you growing up? Like, what did you do that like for hobbies or interests?
So I would probably say as a kid I was very much a big gamer. Like for me, that's always been my number one thing. I've always been a gamer first and foremost. Like I still remember, I forgot how old. I think it was like my fifth birthday. I remember my brother got me a Game Boy Advance SP and a copy of Pokemon Fire Red. And that's like the first game. I still got that Game Boy. I still have that exact Game Boy. Still works. Still there. Like that was like my thing. So like gaming has just always been like my thing. So obviously I wasn't going out and touching grass because I was always just like clicking away. Just all day every
Were
day.
you a Pokemon Go kid then later on?
Obviously, I was a Pokemon Go person when like it first dropped. Like,
Yeah,
yo, for respectfully, the summer Pokemon Go dropped. I forget what year that was, but that was
awesome.
probably the closest that we've ever achieved to world peace. Like, it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Granted, some
And then
people
it
were
got
getting
toxic
robbed.
with it got toxic with the people. I remember in our area, people wouldn't work with other people if you weren't like their gym. Like if they were a different gym, it got real serious. I never was a battler. I just like to go and catch. I was
No,
the
no,
catch
no. Yeah,
guy.
catching was always my thing too. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people nowadays that like they play the shit out of it. They have mad shinies and stuff, but like I don't know. I'm very much a purist, especially when it comes to Pokemon. I'm like, no, OG games. That's like, come on. Like if we're going by lore, and that's why I get mad because like people will be like, "Yo, I love Pokemon." I'm like, "Yo, no way, really?" They're like, "Yeah, look at my Go," and I'm like, "Oh."
That's my mom. My mom loves Pokemon, but all she plays,
I mean,
she's
Pokemon Go
never
is
played it.
great though. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna act like Pokemon Go is not like fantastic. I know that if I was someone that walked a lot more, because I drive. So if I was like Seb, where like I walked a lot more, like Pokemon Go would be perfect.
What who's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon, Dragonite. Right
Oh,
now it's Dragonite. While ago it was Hawlucha, and of course Skeledirge has been really cool. Honestly, I'm more of a Fuecoco guy myself, just like
it's gonna be
specifically
hard to
based
see
on.
back there, but I have a giant crocheted Gengar and a giant crocheted Mew.
I can see, yo, two great choices,
Yeah, they're
two
my favorite.
fantastic choices. Nothing wrong with those at all.
Yeah, but I've always been a Gengar, and the other one that I'm a 151 as well, or 151 with 52, but also like the new I've never been like a big Pikachu person, but that Mimikyu, whatever the hell it is, with the Pikachu with the ghost mask on, that's
Yeah,
pretty sick. I
Mimikyu.
like that one a lot.
Mimikyu's great.
Yeah.
Little cute demon thing that just dresses like Pikachu because it wants love.
Yep.
And
And if it
really,
takes if you if you physically look at it, you'll die.
like, don't you just feel that in your heart? Like, I just feel like, don't you just feel that?
So you did you really not really play sports or anything growing up? So like being
I
athletic was
played
that
like there was always like things that like as a kid like I did but kind of fell off with because like honestly I wasn't good at a lot of it. Like I was on I lived in Puerto Rico for a while and I was on a baseball team. I sucked.
is that like the rule
Um
though? Like if you're from there, you have to play baseball.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
literally like it's
It's
a
in their
state law.
constitution, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a state. Like I can't even say anything because I was on a baseball team. My brother, technically, he's my half brother, so he's not Puerto Rican, but he lived in Puerto Rico and he was on a baseball team. Like like it's pretty much if you don't, they're going to kill you. Like you
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be publicly executed if you're not. So I was on a baseball team. I was trash. We only ever won one game. I only ever got one run, and it was during that one game.
Were you always the taller, bigger kid?
No, no. As a kid, I was a little scrawny fella. I was a little scrawny boy, yo. I was a little skinny twig. I was really like small, frail, I was short. Like it was weird because literally I remember between seventh grade and eighth grade, I went from 5'1" to 5'8". I was 5'1" in seventh grade, and then I was 5'8" by the end of eighth grade. And I literally just remember during the year slowly seeing people from a different perspective. And like eventually one day I'm just in the lunch line and I'm like, yo, I'm looking down at them. I used to look up at them. it was like, and then also it sucked because yo, my high waters were crazy.
Yeah,
Because no
yeah.
matter what pants I bought, they kept fitting me too short, yo.
Your parents hated
Oh,
you that year. A lot of money in clothes.
dude, no, they didn't buy me new ones. That's the worst part. I just had to deal with like my high waters being up to like here, yo. It's terrible. Oh
That's
man.
so you said starting wrestling late, growing up really you played sports but it wasn't really a big thing for you. What made you want to pursue professional wrestling and and how was that beginning stages of do because they said pro wrestling in the beginning is hell. Like if
It's
you're not
yeah.
someone who's used to doing the physical exertion and body aches and usually playing a football helps or something like that, you're kind of coming in completely blind.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. Like I think the big thing that drew me to it was really the performance aspect of it. The characters, the character work, like that's what got me enthralled. And like I almost can't even explain it. I almost like I don't know how to put it into words, but the best way I've been able to describe it is like as a kid there was something I always wanted to do. I always said to myself, damn, there was a specific list of things that I enjoyed from a lot of things as a kid. And I was like, damn, I wish there was a way I could do it as a living. And somehow, wrestling is almost everything I've ever wanted to do in any form of career or art path. Like everything that I've ever liked, it's in wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a part of wrestling. In some way, shape, or form, wrestling is connected to it. It's this perfect centerfold where I almost felt like as soon as I learned about it, I was like, yo, I gotta fucking do it. Like, I gotta fucking do it. Like my big when I first wanted to start, like I originally wanted to be one of those big dudes. I just wanted to be on the mic all the time, like The Rock, a little bit of MJF, like just be like talking shit. Like that was my thing mostly. It was just like the performance was always what drew me to it, and what really made me be like, yo, I know not only that I could do it, but I can knock it out of the park. Sure, I never touched grass as a kid, but I've always had a certain level of charisma and a certain way with words. I'm a yapper. I like to talk, and I know that that helps, and
So
that
when you were
is
in
great.
school like that, you were all like, were you always like the more extroverted? Like you were going to go talk to people, wanted to meet people, wanted to make people laugh, be entertaining.
So I guess the easiest way to describe me is I was very much like imagine I would say like the bubble from the Springfield movie.
Okay.
If you're outside the bubble, you didn't know. Like I don't even want to say I was quiet, but like sure you kind of knew who I was because like oh the kid with the weird name, but
Hmm.
like I wasn't. I was very outgoing with my personal circle of friends. If I knew who you were, I was very outgoing, but I was very hesitant to make new connections.
Okay.
I was very hesitant to let people in the bubble, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've always had like the charisma and the jokes, and especially in my friend groups, I was always like the jokester, the funny one, the outgoing one, especially because we were like edgy middle school kids, like the really dark humor, edgy, funny one, like, like I was always on some dumb shit.
uh, yeah. So how did you find your school and start that process?
So funny enough, my boy I mentioned earlier, Gary, I texted him one day because I forgot what match it was I was watching. I think there was one match in particular. I forget. I think it was because let's see. I'm trying to think. What good matches did I watch in 2022? I know for a fact it wasn't anything on a pay-per-view for WWE. So I was probably watching AEW at that point. Most definitely was. And I just remember watching it and I'm like, yo, I want to fucking do this shit. So I texted my boy Gary. I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I get into wrestling? And he goes, honestly, man, you could pretty much do your own research, but there's schools nearby. Here's one. Sends me Create a Pro. Create a Pro Wrestling Academy's Instagram. Boom. And I'm like, what? I click it. I see they had just had an open house like the week before, and I missed it. I'm like,
Oh,
fuck,
just missed it.
fuck. But I DM the thing. I'm like, hey, if I just wanted to sit in and watch a class, is that okay? They said, yeah. I went in there with my close friend who's like my little sister, so I call her my sister.
Mm-hmm.
We went and I sat down and I watched a class, and it was a class taught by Pat Buck. And I just remember sitting down and watching it, and just watching a training class. I was like, holy shit. I was like, this. Originally, I remember being like, I'm going to sit in on this class, wait a month to try to get everything in place and get on a good schedule and hop back in whenever I can. And then what ended up happening was I ended up my first class was literally 2 weeks to that exact day, because I literally, as soon as I saw that class, I'm like, this is fucking yes, 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 yes. So I literally went home and I ordered knee pads and um wrestling shoes and just went and paid the tuition and signed up like right away, because I'm like, this is
I
amazing.
mean, when you look at the banners on the wall, right? You're still early in your training, but I mean,
Dude,
you have Caster, MJF, Bronson,
dude, I looked
Smart.
up at the wall
Yeah,
and I'm like, holy shit.
yeah.
You know, at the time, very intimidating wall. And like, it's crazy now because like back then, looking at the wall, being like, oh my God. But like, you know, many times Caster's at training and I've wrestled him many a time. I'm not going to say as much as some other people. Shout out my boy, Shooter Boys, Anthony and Aaron. They are basically like Caster's kids. But I wrestled with Caster time to time. The big one, though, my boy Bronson. Bronson, that's my like mentor. I can't stress enough that I would not be anywhere near where I am right now if it was not for Bronson.
Is he really
100%.
one that really taught you how to be a big man or have that big man presence in the ring?
It's not even just that, but like he's my homeboy. He's not even just like he's my coach as well, but he's like my friend. And he's always just pushed me in both a coach way and a friend way to just excel in the sport, to
Mm-hmm.
be on it. If it wasn't for him, I don't even think I'd be a graduate right now. I'm a creative pro graduate, God bless. Thank you. I'm so honored to be that, but I don't think it would have happened yet if I didn't have Bronson. Sure, of course he taught me big man stuff. He taught me so much. He's taught me so much. It's not even just big man stuff. It goes to fundamentals. It goes to character work, crowd work, like everything.
Yeah,
Like I can't even just say it's big man stuff. Cannot overstate that fact enough.
yeah. I'm just kind of I just opened it up myself here, looking at it. Yeah, Sterling, Bryce Donovan, Chris Statlander, Jack Tomlinson. Didn't he just get IWID?
Bryce Donovan did. Him
Yeah,
and Aaron Rourke as well.
yeah. Bobby Orlando. I love Bobby so much.
Bobby's
Uh,
fantastic. Our current cap champ. Shout out Bobby. Don't get me wrong. You know,
my personal
We've
goat,
we've
Leo
faced them two
Sparrow.
times. Leo Sparrow is the GOAT. Shout out Leo Sparrow. Plant power. Lovely. Yo, Leo's great. Like a whole
My first
bunch
bump
of
in
us
wrestling was Leo
graduates.
Sparrow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you need me in the head. And then you look at the 2024 banner, and a lot of names on there that we know there.
Yup. It was a good look. I am gonna be honest with you. I did not think I was gonna graduate in the same year as Seb. And a part of me almost feels wrong for graduating the same year as him. I don't know, because like Seb has been doing it longer than me, So like I just feel like the same year, at the very least on paper, like it looks like we graduated at the same time. I'm like, I feel bad. That's just me though. That's just me.
Do you think yous kind of finding each other via this school, which we'll get into in a moment. We'll get to your notebook story, how you two fell in love, but
Of course.
your bond. I mean, he has elevated you to a level where he brought you where he was, and
Absolutely.
you graduated with him because of that bond and just motivating each other to be better.
I don't doubt that at all. Like I will 100% say that like I'm so grateful to have had Sebi and Nat as like my team. Like I'm grateful that those two were the two that I got. Like Sebi specifically, when we first started teaming as Los Toxicos, like he graduated right at the beginning of Los Toxicos forming. He graduated like right as a group first formed. So he was kind of like for a while like our mentor on the go, quick things and like being a tag team with him, you know, we got to work together. So it's pretty much he helped me learn so much just in there, in the squared circle. And also he made me wrestle him all the time, which was great. Before every show, fun fact, before almost every show, I won't say every, but before almost every show, if there's free space in the ring, me and Seb will wrestle each other.
Yeah.
We'll go crazy because we
It's
need to
wild to
get.
think about too how like Seb graduated. Seb has a very good look, very good on the microphone, really good in the ring, but
He's fantastic.
he's also that guy who is saying like, nah, like it's kind of when you roll up with your boys to a basketball court and everyone's like, nah, we're gonna pick teams. We used to always have that crew. We showed up to be 3 or 4 of us. We're like, nah, we have our 4. Y'all get your 4. And I like the fact that he's like, I can be a singles person out here, but I have a squad. And when you book me, I would like to be booked with my squad. Here's what we do. Here's what makes us special. And he doesn't
Absolutely.
forget about the squad either. Like, I think that's
Never,
kind of dope.
never. It's like we're like a family, like the three of us,
Mhm.
Like we have each found a way to elevate each other, and like more than anything, you know how many times Nat's been somewhere first. We come with her. They see our package, love us, give me and Seb a spot right away. It happens. It's happened more times than we'd like to admit, and it's been vice versa. We've gone to places first, bring Nat along. Seb went there first, brought us along, Like we know that Los Toxicos is an attraction more than anything. We know it. Respectfully, nobody else on the independents is doing what we're doing right now. Respectfully, like we just have that swagger. We just have that look, that feel to us that no one else has. And we know that. But that's the beautiful thing about Los Toxicos. You've got the three of us together, and we're not the same person. We're really not. Like if you see Seb by himself, he wrestles differently than when we're a tag. I wrestle differently when I'm by myself. There have been times where all three of us wrestle together, and Nat's wrestling different than when she's wrestling one on one.
Mhm.
We've all got our special aspects, and because we bring them all together, that's how we know we're gonna get far.
Yeah.
That's what we know is
I'm a
gonna
fan
be.
of the team, and I love how versatile you guys are too, where you can go out there and be the baby faces, or be the heels, or be the heels who then become baby faces because people enjoy cheering for you guys as the bad guys. Like, how is that when you work so hard to be hated, and all of a sudden you get the MJF treatment where you're like, shit, how much of a dirtball do I have to be for them not to cheer me?
Like is the thing is like I can't blame them, Like we're awesome. Respectfully, we're great. Yeah, listen, every time, what's the one thing everybody waits for in our matches? Yeah, like, oh, come on. Everyone wants to do it.
Yeah,
It's fun to do. It's
something
fun to watch.
something about a Rick Rude just makes everybody feel good, you know?
Like, there's no way you can ever watch Los Toxicos and be bored.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very
You
true.
could love us, you could hate us. We could be the highest faces in the room, the lowest dirt bags in the room. Doesn't matter. You're never in your life going to be bored watching us. You're going to be like, dang, these guys are going nuts. And that's what we love doing. We make it our goal to be the loudest people at every show we go to. And I feel like a lot of times we succeed.
I would definitely agree. What are some moments or accomplishments that you have had in your career at this point? We already said graduating is probably a big one, but what are some matches or some moments you guys had together?
Oh, oh man. My our Toxicos rookie year is kind of insane. Our debut, our debut as a tag team, fun fact, was on Wrestling Open. Wrestling Open, we had a match against the Shook Crew, and that was our first time ever teaming in front of an audience. on Wrestling Open. Our first ever match for Creative Pro, we wrestled Rhino. We wrestled TNA star Rhino. Then
And Seb cooked the gore, right?
Oh, of course. It was beautiful.
Were you
Then
a little jealous that you didn't get gored?
do you know how I look? On one hand, of course I was jealous. On the other hand, like Seb makes everything look good. And I knew, I'm like, yo, if we want it to look as amazing as possible, Seb's got to do it. You know, like Seb is just a phenomenal. I cannot stress how good my brother in love is. Seb is fantastic at everything. So
Yeah.
then me and Seb later we proceeded to wrestle at the time. Did they get the belts back? Probably they might have got. Maybe they might have the belts at the time of this recording. TNA Tag Champs, The System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards wrestled them while they were champs. And like Brian being our head coach as well, it was like, oh my God, we wrestled Brian a lot.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome.
I'm a Myers fan, but Eddie is so criminally underrated as a professional wrestler.
First of all, I'm going to tell you one fucking thing. Eddie is strong as fuck. I can't exact. At the time, I was probably like 225, 235, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking or whatever. Eddie just kind of just picks me up like no, I didn't help him at all. He just and I was like, what? I had never been picked up like that in all my life since I was like 6 years old, and I was like, oh my God, Eddie is strong as an ox. There's a great photo of him giving me a fucking a nice belly to back.
Mike Skyros wrestled in one calendar year. He wrestled Minoru Suzuki, who's known for chops, and he wrestled Eddie Edwards. And I asked him, who's the hardest chopper? And he goes, and I thought he would have said Suzuki. He's like, no doubt in my mind, Eddie Edwards is the hardest chop I've ever received in my entire wrestling career.
Sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks so bad. His hands are like made of molten steel and
yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, he goes, I've never had the breath knocked out of me in a chop until Eddie did it. He goes, he hit me, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're just like for a quick sec, just a quick
like my heart stopped for a moment.
Yeah, for a quick moment, you just get that little. Let's see them. I believe also. Ooh, a really good notable one. First off, my first match of last year completely was actually against Dan Barry before the formation of Los Angeles. I wrestled Dan Barry. That was really cool. And I'm like, wow, this early, this quick, great. Wrestling the Shook Crew as many times as we has been like awesome. Of course, like wrestling the Shook Crew is like a blessing. They are fantastic. Love them. Man, I feel like there's so many I'm forgetting. I have my list. Oh, what am I doing? I have a list.
You have your book?
Oh, of course, of course. Oh,
so which members of the Shook Crew is known for the three different people? So what did you do, the Bobby and Bryce combination?
Bobby and Bryce, yes. Yeah. We haven't faced Caster just yet, but don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I love Bobby's videos of
using things as a basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I remember we literally we actually sent our vlog to Bobby before it was posted for feedback because of just how well he knows the being random. So we're like, yo, if there's anyone that's gonna know what's up.
His intro is as epic as as it sticks in your head like an epic rap battle. Like when you've seen 3 of those videos, like this is what a basketball and like the face, like he just has that intro. Like it's a good. Every structure of his videos are very entertaining. He's so good.
It's so good. It's he's so strong. He's throwing these items like above his head.
It's so weird that part's not filmed though. You know.
Yeah, right. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but he does it because he's strong, all right?
Yeah, he's such a strong boy.
Because you don't want to look at him throw it. You want to see it hit the basket. That's funnier.
Yeah, that's the
That's
funniest
so
part.
much funnier. Is
That
just
basketball
watching him
hoop
hit the
has been through
basket.
some shit, man.
He broke the first one.
Yeah.
He had to buy another one, and then he threw the old one at the new one.
Honestly, he should have real estate on the backboard, like where you put like your sponsorships on the back and get paid for these videos.
Now
I'll send
that's
him.
gonna make
I'll send him some couple bucks for my podcast.
send a couple bucks to put the yo, hell yeah, yo. I'll let him know next time I
Yeah,
speak.
that's the thing. Like, you want to sponsor my basketball videos? You will slap your sticker on the backboard. Just throw me a couple bucks. Yeah, I think he's onto something with that. He can make a couple dollars.
Oh, definitely. Oh my God, another notable opponent I almost forgot to mention. Wildcat Chris Harris. Oh man, wrestling him was awesome. Wildcat Chris Harris, great dude. He put us over big time. Love him. Shout out Wildcat Chris Harris.
So influences and role models, they could be within the business or just in your personal life in general.
So definitely to start off in the business, without a doubt, big inspiration. My boy Bronson, as I said, I think he's criminally underrated. Fantastic wrestler, like does not get as much credit as he deserves. And I know that if anyone really stopped and took a look at what he's doing, they'd realize that he's better than so many other people, respectfully. He's a big inspiration of mine. MJF, big inspiration as well. You know, I used to always say he was my favorite wrestler. I don't say it anymore because I'm gonna sound like a fucking mark. So like I don't say
He is
it.
without being insanely biased, I used to defend him very heavily. A lot of people used to hate me when I said I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and be like, "You're insane." And this is when he was still opening shows and he was wrestling, like, no disrespect, but like Brandon Cutler, and he's wrestling. Oh, who the hell did he open up the first All In with? It was I don't know, but like he wasn't the MJF we know now today. But now you see him today, and he's like he can do any style wrestling you need him to do, but
Any
but
style.
he just choose like he's playing it smart. And when there's a big moment, then he busts like that elbow drop from the top rope to the outside to the floor is who like that's insane. That's
He's
crazy.
a
Like Mick
wild man.
Foley would people
He's
thought it was crazy when Mick Foley did it from the apron and he did it from the top rope to the
he did from
outside.
the
Like
top rope to the outside. Like it's
he's
crazy.
he knows
Insane.
when to make things
Insane.
special and to bust them out when it is special. Like he's ahead of he's a perfect example of what made old school wrestling special, but adding a new flair to it, and he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, no, MJF is just so good. I've been very fortunate to go to Creative Pro, and I've had some times where I've be able to ask him about promo work, especially because I'm always been a big promo work fan. I feel like fantastic wrestling gets you far, but also having a good promo in your back pocket is it's just gonna put you on the screen more, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what we all want is we want that screen
I,
time.
I I have it back here too. So I have my crocheted Pokemon, but right here is actually a crocheted Burberry scarf. It's a custom crocheted.
Ah,
It's
oh, that's
funny because I said
beautiful.
I'm too poor to have an original one, but a crocheted
Uh-huh.
one probably costs more than the actual one. But Lily made me that. I have a crocheted MJF scarf.
That's so funny.
It's a
That's
one.
so
It's a
funny.
one of one. I'll have to next time we now that I don't have a job, I'll probably be at the next PPW show. I will bring it along to show it to you. It's pretty sick.
Please, I need to see that. I
Yeah,
really want
it's
to see that.
Lily killed it. She's so good at that shit. Her Witchcrafts by Lily. Quick plug, everyone go follow and support her. She makes
Go
amazing.
follow.
Yeah, she's actually crocheting in the other room right now. I feel like for a
Nice.
while there she was making me so much stuff. I felt like Ben Stiller in Billy at Happy Gilmore, where like he has all the old ladies knitting and crocheting.
Like
She's like,
just
my
knitting and
hands
crocheting
hurt.
and
He goes,
shit.
your face is about to hurt if you don't.
Dude, I don't know. Yo, is crocheting like making a comeback? I don't know.
It's
I feel like
huge.
this,
It's huge.
dude, it's huge now.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people I know that are like, yeah, I crochet. I'm like, when did this
Yeah.
like is this just the when did everyone become yarn addicts? What is
Yeah,
happening?
it's a thing. There's crochet and yarn all over this house. Everywhere I turn, there's some type of crochet. Because then the cats get it, and now cats are running through the whole house with yarn. It's a party here. We have a lot of stuff going on.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so what goals do you have set for yourself personally and in the industry?
Oh, of course. Personally, myself is right now moving to Long Island. Right now, Creative Pro Wrestling is located on Long Island, Hicksville, New York, specifically. Um, I do not live on the island. I live up in Westchester County. So I'm like, if it's like 3 a.m. and there's no cars an hour away, if it's any other time and there's traffic, which on Long Island there is always traffic.
Isn't it like trains you could take though?
Anywhere from an hour 15 to an hour to 2 hours. And a train ride there, because I'd have to take the Metro North down to Grand Central, which is an hour,
Yeah.
and then take the train. And I had to do that for a while because I couldn't drive my car for a while. So I had to
You
do
and
that too.
Leo
Get away from it.
Sparrow. He said he would drive he would drive like an hour on his bike to get onto a train, then take his bike on the train, then take another train, ride another so on his bike, and then ride his bike to the Creative Pro just to be there to do his thing. So like that just tells you how good this school is if people are willing to go through that extremes
Yo,
to go train there.
Creative Pro is fantastic. Like, it's
Yeah.
definitely worth it. The amount of money I've spent on gas and tolls just to get there and back, it's a lot, but it's been worth it. And hopefully I can move onto the island. A goal of mine, move on to Long Island just because it'll be easier. Easier to go means more practice, closer to the school, like able to just do more, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully, yo, if everything goes well, and I really, really, really hope it does, like, who knows? It might even be a toxic crib. You never know.
Oh, little content creator house. I like that.
I might need to, I might need to get something started. At the very least, I know I gotta move out there and, maybe have to buy myself an extra bedroom and just have content.
Yeah. If
Maybe
you
get
guys need help with equipment, let me know. I can point you in the right direction. I was actually showing Sebi on our podcast that like a vlogging camera I use, the
oh, that's
DJ
beautiful.
Action 3.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love this thing. This is so easy to travel around with.
That's great. Me though, personally, I feel like what I really like about our vlogs right now is we just do them on our phones.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it gives that grunge feel,
Mhm.
And I feel like that raw feel is kind of like a throwback again to like a lunchtime with Smosh, like old
Yeah.
school, original. Like, the feel we're going for is like early 2000, like 2000 YouTube,
Yeah.
from its inception up until like 2011, 2012.
What was the one video of the guy? Unforgivable. Did you ever watch those? Where the guy's like, he's like, she has a picture of a dude in her wallet, and I told her, "You the only picture of a man you have is me." Like it's like a black and white video of this guy just saying the most awful things, and he's trying not to break the whole time. That's like early YouTube. I'll
Man,
send
I
you the
didn't even
link.
see
You
that.
have to. It's
Wow, look at
yeah,
that, bro. See,
yeah.
it's like old school YouTube, man. That was the shit. So that's what
um,
we're trying to capture.
So, what are some hobbies or interests you have when you're not training and traveling and doing the things of professional wrestling? I know you said you were big into video games and stuff like that. Is
Of
that still
course,
very heavily in your life? Are they your hobbies?
it's still honestly the big hobby right now. Me and Seb kind of share, and this also kind of is another thing we do sometimes on the road. The Gordon Ramsay show, Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
Oh man, we love that show so much.
I
We
thought you were going
started
somewhere
binging it.
completely different because he told me something he's obsessed with, and I did not expect it at all.
Oh man,
He wants he wants to speed run Minecraft. That's his
oh, he
whole thing.
does that all the time, dude. He just pulls out his iPad. He's like, "Fuck it, we're speed running Minecraft," and then he just dies and quits. And I'm like, "Okay, so like he just tries to speed run Minecraft all the time." Me, I love Hell's Kitchen so much. I don't even know how to cook, but man, I'm telling you, that show is so good. But if not Hell's Kitchen, because sadly I haven't been on my gamer stuff as much recently.
Yeah,
I think the
same.
last game I just beat recently was the remaster of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I just beat that. I'm a pretty big RPG guy, all things considered. Or Fortnite. I've also been
I
known to play
pick up
Fortnite.
Fortnite. I just finished all the stuff, all the season stuff. So I have
Oh
the entire
hell
battle pass done. I just finished all the
yeah. Fuck
Godzilla
yeah.
stuff.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So when Godzilla was in this season,
I'm a humongous Godzilla fan as well, but like I know that I won't be able to play enough to get everything, so I'm just not even
No, you have
going
plenty
there.
of time. Dude, add me. I'll help you run through it. It's the first time I got to play as Godzilla. It took me 9 tries to finally get to the portal to get it. And when I had it, I was like tearing. I was like, I'm Godzilla, and I'm blasting shit.
Nah, I'm a very big Godzilla fan myself, going all the way back. Personal favorite, if you're a real Godzilla head, my personal favorite era was the Heisei era. That was my personal favorite. I was a Heisei guy
I have to watch
myself.
the New Year 01 or whatever one they just came out with, where it's like
Oh, Godzilla -1,
minus where they actually made him like to scale
dude,
again. He's not
dude.
insanely like.
Have you said you saw it?
I haven't yet. I want to. It's on my
Oh,
list.
dude,
So
it's
good.
fantastic. It's fantastic. And I remember, oh, I didn't get to see it, but I'm gonna see what streaming service it's on and hope that they have it. But I remember they were releasing a version of the film where they shot it in black and white. There's like a version of the film that's in black and white, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's sick.
oh my god.
Any other interests or hobbies?
Other than Hell's Kitchen,
So,
honestly, a big thing for me is like my job. I'm a bartender, so like, I'm like, yeah, so I'm constantly making drinks. And you know me, I'm a little SUCIO, so I love going out, after, because again, we were supposed to, for everyone watching, we were supposed to record this yesterday, but I had to take my brother's rabbit to the vet. But afterwards, I went out to the city for a bit with my boys, and there's a spot, the Factory 180, and they had happy hour all day on Mondays, and the espresso martinis were $9. When I tell you, I probably had like 8 of them.
you know what drink used to get me in trouble? We used to go to a movie theater up here. We used to have a 21 and older bar movie theater. So you would go to the bar, get fucked up,
So,
and then go sit and watch a movie or try not to pass out. But I fell in love with the Irish trash cans. I don't even know what's all in them, but it's just like a mixture of all these different drinks. And it's like a blue drink, and then you take a full Red Bull, crack it open, and turn it upside down in the drink, and then it fills up. And then as you keep drinking, the Red Bull keeps going in and like recirculating. It's like drinking 2 drinks at once, but they are deadly. They are so good.
that sounds.
Um, I'm gonna pull it up. Maybe it's called something else, and this bar just called it the Irish trash can. Oh,
Oh, no,
it's definitely
it's-
called that. Here, I'll tell you. The Irish trash can recipe is vodka, gin, rum, blue cassava. I'm gonna say that wrong. Triple sec, peach schnapps, and then Red Bull. So you put all those in, and then put the Red Bull
oh.
in, and mix it up. It's
Oh,
awesome.
it's like a mini Long Island, like a
Yeah,
sweeter take on a Long Island. Oh,
yeah.
that's nice.
What's your
That
drink? Like
sounds good as
your
fuck.
your like if you said like my best drink I make, well, what's your
My
go-to?
best drink I make, mojitos, 100%. I make so the place I work at now, we all of our like ingredients are fresh. So when I make mojitos, I don't use mixer. I put in mint leaves and sugar cubes, muddle them until you get that green. Then you put the rum, freshly squeezed lime juice, shake it up, club soda, double strain. And a lot of people, if you don't muddle it enough, it'll come out just looking kind of yellowish because of the lime juice. But like, yo, my shit's be coming out green as fuck. Like I'm talking, do I have anything green near me right now to transmit
The
my?
trees
Like, I'm
below you on the
talking just Poland spring bottle green. Like my mojitos come out fantastic. The number one best mojito I can make without question, watermelon mojitos. Because I
Okay.
use actual chunks of watermelon. I muddle that bitch in.
I love that. I'm
Fantastic.
obsessed right now with Evan Williams peach whiskey and
Mm.
ginger ale. It's super simple, but it's like a little like a 7 and 7, but
Yo,
you get
you
the
can
peach
never go
whiskey.
wrong with. Look, I say that my favorite thing to make is a mojito, but like if I'm going out somewhere, unless it's something like happy hour where there was like, yo, espresso martini's $9, of course. Normally, I'm a very simple guy, Jack and Coke, always.
Yeah.
Whiskey, nice. Recently, I've been fucking with Johnny Walker Black. Johnny Walker Black, I've been fucking with. That'll get you.
Jameson
That
ginger ale is usually my go-to.
oh, Jameson Ginger is great.
Yeah, that's my
Fantastic. That's the classic. I don't know if you guys make good drinks. Let me gouge them. Can I have a Jameson ginger ale? Like that's pretty much like the safe option if you think they're gonna fuck your shit up. Like
Yeah.
the very safe. They can't fuck this up,
No,
right?
it's like a grilled cheese in a dive bar. You know what I mean? You
You know,
can't.
like they can't fuck it up. And if they do fuck it up, you know to never go back. Like you
Or
just
like,
know. You're like,
or what do they do? Make it too strong, then just throw a lime in it. You're good to go. You know what I mean?
right? You know, but you never know.
Yeah.
Again.
What are some words of encouragement you would give to a beginner, whether it's in wrestling or just any space of them wanting to chase their dreams?
If it comes to wrestling, number one thing, go to practice. A lot of people stop going to practice. Go to practice. Trust me. Think of it as like the gym, where like if you don't go to one, you'll fall off the saddle. Practice is the same way. I hate to say it, but there have been moments where in my training that I fell off the wagon a bit because I didn't go to training. Like I'll miss one day, get lazy, and then I miss another. And no, never right. Don't ever do that. Like I know I'm not a bad wrestler now, but I know I could have been so much better. And like always go to training. And more than anything, like what got me through it is even if you're someone like me who didn't really stick to a lot of stuff, I a lot of times, like I said, I tried baseball, I quit. I tried jujitsu as a kid, I quit. I used to play trumpet. I don't do that anymore. I did perform in the London New Year's Day parade though, but don't play trumpet anymore. But
You peaked. You know what I mean?
everyone's
From
yeah,
here, I'm done. I retire. I did it.
right? Yeah, I did
Played
it, right? Like what
played a
else do I do?
parade.
Right?
Wave the flag.
London, come on. You're done.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always everyone's got a purpose and everyone's got something. And it's just about finding it. And when you know you have it and you know it's right there in front of you, you just got to do it. You're like, you'll know. You'll know.
I love that. What are you grateful for? And are you currently happy?
Oh, what am I grateful for more than anything right now? My family right now went through a little bit of a sad part. Actually, my entire family except for me is actually in Puerto Rico right now on a trip. My entire family is gone except for me because I had a booking. Because we love this business. Like, come on now. I can't
Yeah.
be in Puerto Rico. I gotta work. You know. But I'm grateful for my family. Like the support from them is great. I'm grateful for Seb. I'm grateful for Nat, like Los Toxicos in general. I'm grateful for my fellow graduates, Gabby Forza, Nick Robles. Of course, grateful for trainers, Bronson and Brian Myers. Always going to be grateful. Like, I'm grateful for a lot of people, honestly. Am I 100% happy right now? No, but I know right now I'm on the path there. And I'm really grateful because I know the people around me are the reason I'm getting to where I want to be.
I love that. Where can people find and support you?
On all socials, IUTIK UTIK SUCIO on X, on Instagram, on Instagram. I realize I'm like, oh, I don't have like anything else. But also you can find me on Sebi and Tick on YouTube. Sebi and Tick. Watch us. Pilot episode, Toxic Takeover. We have another episode that's about to drop in a few days. Seb is still editing it because Seb is the editor behind the scenes. He's got it coming. We already recorded a third one. Like we're on
Good.
top of it. Content
Good.
is coming. Please support. And also prowrestlingtees.com/UTIKSUSIO if you want your own UTIKSUSIO shirts.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here, and I'm gonna pick one of the popular ones to get you off. Give you an easy off. I don't need the whole thing. Just give me one verse from the epic rap battles of history between Master Chief and Leonidas. You know that one?
Master Chief versus Leonardo. Spartans, let's start this. Show these petty officers who's the hardest. The biggest mistake you ever made. I'll toss like a frag grenade. I'll stomp in the face with the sandals of rage tonight. You rhyme in the shade. Yo, puny fans are fat nerds of computers. Jerking off the games. Give themselves first-person shooters. Your armor's hard, but my abs are harder. You're in my hood now, chief. This is Sparta. I could do the entire,
Oh, that's so
dude. Layup. There's
You
probably, off the top of my head, there's probably one or two I don't know. I can tell you confidently I don't know off the top of my head.
okay.
Godzilla versus Kong, because that battle sucks. I'm sorry. I love you, ERB, but it sucks because I get it, they're supposed to be monsters, so they put
Yeah.
like a voice modulator on them, but just it makes them sound inaudible. Like if you're not watching the video and reading the lyrics, you can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like
I do remember my other one that I liked. It's another two epic people going at it. Michael Jackson versus Elvis.
Elvis Presley. Yeah, that's one of the two that Nat Castle is a fan of.
Okay.
He only likes two of them, and that's one of them.
What's the other one?
The Renaissance artist versus the TMNT.
Okay, yeah, it's a good one.
Fantastic battle.
Oh, Spielberg versus Hitchcock is good as well.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino was my favorite verse in that one.
Yeah.
Because it's technically Steven Spielberg versus Alfred Hitchcock versus Quentin Tarantino versus Stanley Kubrick versus Michael Bay.
Yeah. Oh, only because I'm a huge fan of him in general, but when Weird Al did it.
Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye.
Yes. Yeah.
With a special guest appearance from Charlie Tuna as Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So good.
Dude, I don't think you understand. Like, in the words of Kendrick, I'm a fan, bro.
We need to get you an Epic Rap Battles of History t-shirt or something.
We need to get me on Epic Rap Battles of History. Nice Peter, Epic Lloyd. If y'all are watching, I hope, right? If y'all are watching, I will be in one ERB. We've only ever had one Hispanic in ERB, and that was Che Guevara. We have not had any other Latino representation. Let me be the Latino representation. What am I going to be? I don't fucking know. But I'll play whatever. I'll do it. I'm a whore for you, ERB. I will do it.
We need to make you an Epic Rap Battles of History spoof. Like, I love spoofs, right? Obviously, I have the spoof title. I have the spoof I have a bunch of t-shirts that are spoofed of something else. We need a Los Toxicos Epic Rap Battles of History spoof.
Oh, 100%. I would love to do that. I remember, shout out Nick Robles. He made a nice little meme. It was Epic Rap Battles of History, IUTIK SUCIO versus grass, because I don't touch grass. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, IUTIK. I had such a good time. Just one last couple always. My platforms. Listen, maybe we could do some other reviews. I have some other content coming up that I'm really, really excited to do. Don't leave right away, because when we end the stream, I have one more thing I want to talk to you about. But real quick, Ruta Entertainment. If you are like me and you're not good enough to go to a wrestling school or have the patience or have the age on your side, because anyone over 30 is extremely old to my guest here today. So I am ancient. So you can go to Ruta Entertainment and get your own custom championship belt, like I have my TWF YouTube Intercontinental Championship, because I am the workhorse of this content space. You can and if you want other ones, we have the ECW Television Championship. We have the Bro Championship that were just displayed at PPW. So if you can dream it, he can make it. So hit up Ruta Entertainment for all your needs. Also, the High Tension Wrestling Network, which is also supporting this channel. They have a bunch of great content, great stuff going on over there. So support High Tension Wrestling, and hopefully we get to see Los Toxicos at High Tension Wrestling one day. That would be amazing. I'd really love to see that. The powers that be at High Tension, I need Los Toxicos there. But that's pretty much it. If you made it this far, please hit the subscribe button. Help us get to the 10K. Hit that share button. Let people know this thing exists. Also, any support you can do, the links are below for myself and my guest. That's going to do it for us at the ABJ Podcast. Here's some music by the Converse Kid, and we'll see you next time.